Okay, let's unpack this mess. The news dropped. And just like clockwork, the New York Giants have officially started their head coaching search. And, I mean, we are back on the coaching carousel again.
It's an annual tradition at this point.
It feels like the 5th or 6th offseason in a row where we, the passionate fans who live and die with this team have been told, no, really, we're serious this time.
You're building stability.
You're building stability. It's an exhausting cycle. And frankly, I'm furious we're here again.
And that emotional investment, it really demands stability. But what we've seen instead is just a complete lack of any structure that holds up over time.
Exactly.
So what we need to do here, it's crucial. We aren't just going to read off a list of names.
Sure.
We need to analyze the structure surrounding the search, because that's where the real problem is. Is it going to be fixed, or is it just more of the same?
And we have to start with the part that just makes my blood boil. The elephant in the room. The thing that honestly makes me lose sleep at night.
Go on.
Joe Schoen, the current GM. He is running this search.
Right.
The same man who has overseen this roster, losing and losing and losing. The same guy whose performance has been, let's be honest, not great, is now the matchmaker for the new coach.
Yeah.
It feels less like a vote of confidence in Schoen and more like ownership is just, letting him swing for the fences one last time before they finally cut ties. I had zero confidence.
It absolutely has that last chance feel to it, a real make or break moment for him. But we have to be impartial. We have to acknowledge that the sources suggest his report card isn't a complete failure.
I try to be balanced. I really do. And look, you can't deny the hits. The trade for Brian Burns that was an elite move.
A high-level addition secures that defensive front for years.
And drafting Jaxson Dart feels like a huge, necessary step forward at quarterback, even if we haven't seen the whole picture.
Yeah.
And the extensions. Andrew Thomas, Dexter Lawrence.
Those were smart. You have to do that. Lock up your all-pro talent. Exactly. So those pieces were crucial. And you even look at the development of guys late in the season, like Wan'Dale Robinson finding his role, or the rookie Abdul Carter flashing that ability.
Yeah, Wan'Dale looked good.
So talent evaluation is happening, but here's the tension. Here's the problem. Despite those individual successes,
the team keeps losing.
The team has been losing consistently, which means the structure, the staff chemistry, something in the overall vision is just, it's flawed.
The losses cancel everything else out.
Yeah.
You can't celebrate fixing leaks when the whole ship is sinking.
Which brings us to the biggest question. Schoen is running the search, yes, but the sources are saying the Giants are leaving the door open.
Right, for a top candidate to demand a change.
That changes the whole structure.
This is the bring your own GM blueprint, and it's probably the single most important part of this whole situation.
It's everything.
We have a clear, successful example of this right now in the league with the Jaguars. They chose results over comfort. Doug Pederson came in and basically said, I'll take the job, but I need control. My vision, my personnel.
My vision, and the Jags made the hard choice. They replaced their GM to get their coach. And look at them now. Stable. Winning.
So that's the hope. That's the tiny sliver of light for me in this whole depressing mess. This search isn't just about X's and O's. It's about whether Joe Schoen is a partner or a roadblock.
A roadblock a top guy will insist on removing.
And frankly, knowing this ownership group, I have no confidence they'll choose results over comfort. Why would they ever sacrifice familiarity? That's what they value most.
Well, that is the billion-dollar question. Yeah. What our research suggests, though, is that ownership is just. They're tired of the embarrassment. They may actually be committed this time.
You think so?
If the right coach walks in, someone who sees the talent in Dart, Burns, Lawrence, but says, my vision requires my own guy, ownership is supposedly prepared to listen. That interview, that's the real test.
The test of whether they're serious about getting out of this gutter era. Okay, so let's talk about the candidates who actually have the power to make that kind of demand. Time for a little head coach speed dating.
Let's do it. Let's start with the name that represents immediate respectability, the highest floor, Mike McCarthy.
Oh, McCarthy is so dangerously attractive to this ownership, and I absolutely get it. I do. He has a Super Bowl ring.
Mm-hmm.
He has years of experience running a program. He developed Dak Prescott. And his teams, they score points and they win games, which are all things we've only heard about around here lately.
He represents a guaranteed level of competence. He's kind of the Tom Thibodeau of NFL coaches, you know? He'll make you respectable, stabilize the locker room.
Get you to the playoffs.
And get you to the playoffs.
Consistently.
And that's why I like him. He's the guy who could drag us out of this misery. But here's my question. Doesn't McCarthy represent the opposite of the modern cutting-edge offense we need for Jaxson Dart? That's the risk, but that's where his preparation comes in. What's detailed in the research is actually fascinating. He's reportedly walking into that interview with a binder thicker than the team's injury report.
Huh, that's not hard to do.
Right. But it's not just a general plan, it's a specific outline for Dart, a full staff structure. One source even said his binder has specific plays drawn up for Wan'Dale Robinson in the slot. He's not selling past success, he's selling himself as a transformed coach.
Okay, that I like, that detailed, tailored planning.
Yeah.
But, okay, let's go to the complete opposite end of the spectrum. Chris Shula.
Shula is the cutting-edge risk, the ultimate bet big, win big option. He's young, modern, and he's been soaking in Sean McVay's system for years.
Right, McVay's been grooming him.
It's like McVay has been running a quiet, make Shula a head coach side project.
The upside is massive.
Yeah.
Fresh energy, progressive thinking. And he should have a deep network to find an elite OC for Dart. This is the future you dream of.
But the risk is also immense. You're trusting a first-time head coach with limited DC experience to handle the whole New York ecosystem. The media is ruthless. The locker room has been toxic.
Can he handle the CEO part of the job? That's the question.
That's a huge question. Managing that New York Storm is a full-time job in itself. You meltdown fast if you're not ready.
Yes, you've seen that happen.
A lot. Which brings us to another CEO-type candidate, Jeff Hafley, the Packers DC.
I am drawn to Hafley. I really am. Because he's already been a college head coach. That skill is huge.
It's a massive transferable skill.
He's run a program, managed a staff, handled recruiting. He's answered for losses at the podium. Those are reps that matter. He knows how to delegate.
He is a CEO type, and you add the defensive strength he showed with Green Bay. Plus, the sources point to an interesting bonus. He could maybe lure back players like Xavier McKinney.
Oh, that would be huge.
If he can use his relationships to bring back a key guy like that, that's a massive organizational win.
Okay, now we have to talk about the internal options. And this is where my optimism just dies a rapid, frustrating death. Let's start with Mike Kafka.
We have to acknowledge his professionalism. He helped develop Dart, and he survived what the sources call the Dabs drama era.
The public spats over play calling.
Right. He stayed professional through a very, very messy situation.
I respect him as a person, absolutely. But that is different from hiring him to run the franchise. We've seen too much. The situational play calling, the time management issues, they're observable facts. But the most damning thing was the toxic staff environment. One analysis said the coaching room was completely split. Coordinator feuds, assistants storming off the field.
Our research suggests it was severe. One source described a physical shouting match in the coaches' offices after a tough loss. Just no trust.
You cannot build a foundation on that.
Yeah.
You can't. We don't want to patch it. We need new energy, a new staff, a unified vision. Kafka represents the continuity of that toxic mess. It's unacceptable.
And that need for a full reset also makes you question Lou Anarumo.
The Anarumo options just... It smells too much like familiarity. And familiarity is the disease that has plagued this team.
Your connections are deep.
He coached here before, his son's in scouting, he has buddies in the building. It just feels like a we know him hire, not a merit hire.
And then there's Antonio Pierce.
AP heart versus head.
Exactly.
He's a Giants legend, a Super Bowl champ, beloved players coach, A+ leader. He'd galvanize that locker room from day one. The emotional appeal is off the charts.
His resume is light. It's very light on the full program builder experience, mostly position coach, brief DC. The reports indicate the Giants want long-term stability and experience.
It feels like a nostalgia interview, not a real move to fix the organization for the next 5 years.
Right.
And that need for someone who can stabilize the offense and really maximize Dart. It brings us to the most crucial, most perplexing missing name on this list, Clint Kubiak.
I agree completely. Why is he not on the list yet?
It makes no sense.
He's a proven QB whisperer, an offensive master. He was key for Kirk Cousins' best years. He was part of that passing game in San Francisco. And he's doing great modern work right now with Sam Darnold in Seattle.
His offensive philosophy is exactly what we need for Dart. Modern, creative, stress-free reads, scheming guys open.
Right.
If the Giants are serious about maximizing Jaxson Dart, they cannot afford to miss this interview. They have to get Kubiak on a Zoom at the very least.
And here's where that suppressed fan optimism starts to creep back in. You pair a Kubiak-type mind with the young talent we actually have.
Dart, Nabers, Wan'Dale.
And the defensive guys like Burns and Dexter Lawrence, suddenly that job starts to look pretty good.
That's the key. A source said a candidate believes the Giants' job will be the best available this cycle. I know that sounds insane.
On the surface, it does.
But if you break it down, a strong D-line, young pass rushers, skill talent, and a young QB with real upside. The hard part is done. Finding the talent is done. Now you just need the right guy to use it.
It all boils down to 3 strategic forks for ownership. 1, a defensive head coach who needs a killer OC hire, like a Hafley or Shula.
Right.
2, an offensive head coach who is the QB plan, like a Kubiak or McCarthy.
And 3, the most important one. Are they willing to move off Joe Schoen if a top candidate demands it? Are they willing to choose results over hiring the guy who's buddies with the GM?
And here's the mandate. What absolutely cannot happen again. You can't hire the comfy guy. You can't ignore staff chemistry. You can't fall back on familiar names.
They'll be right back here in 2 years doing this all over again. The circus has to end.
It has to.
The new coach has to be a CEO who can handle New York, build a united staff, protect and develop Jaxson Dart, and maximize the talent we're paying for on defense.
They need a clear identity and a full staff plan mapped out from day one. Not an I'll figure out an OC later kind of thing.
No.
This is not a coordinator search. This is about who is going to build the next 5 to 10 years of your franchise. They need to hire someone who challenges the front office.
If it's McCarthy, great. Surround him with elite schemers. If it's Shula, give him the infrastructure he needs. If it's Kubiak, make sure he's ready for the CEO part of the job.
So the final thought for you is this. The Giants need to stop thinking like they are patching drywall. You know, a quick fix for a cosmetic problem. This search has to be about pouring the foundation, and that means ownership has to be willing to change something higher up, meaning the GM, if the right coach demands it, for long-term integrity.
We, the Big Blue family, we just want stability and winning. We want the next 5 to 10 years secured. This time, they need to make the choice for the future, not for the guys already comfortable in the building. Let's just hope they get this right, for all our sakes.
Just wanted to say a massive thank you for tuning in to Big Blue Tea.
Absolutely. And, you know, a huge shout out always to Black Freezy TV.
Oh,
For
definitely.
the fantastic programming, the production, everything that makes this possible.
Yep. Their work behind the scenes is just really appreciated.
It really is.
This has been Big Blue Tea.